What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Sahib, Dollar Soul, trying to restore dignity one soul at a time. As you can see, I got my company shirt. I like to just let people know that I'm building this from the bottom up. You know what I mean? I had an idea. I seen a problem that I felt like I could probably solve that problem. I don't know any other reason why I thought about it. I mean, I probably could figure out another thing to sell or whatever, but I said, socks. People need socks. You know what I mean? It's a lot of people out here. Like I'm actually looking at a video right now on the oddsock.org site, and because I'm supposed to have a meeting. That's what the partnership meeting is about today, partnering with them. Because they find socks, and they take gently used new socks and they donate them to people in need. And it's sad how many people out here walking around with really either no socks or really bad socks, which to me, bad socks on your feet is worse than having no socks on your feet. You got socks on your feet that got holes and all that stuff. It's very uncomfortable. But I'm trying to build it step by step. I'm trying to show you guys little by little as I jump in here and build it up. And let people know that you can do it too. You know what I mean? I'm all about trying to inspire the people to better themselves, step up. You know what I mean? So I got the Dollar Soul shirt. On the back says a couple of socks. You know what I mean? You can follow the TikTok for that. That came in today. I'm happy about that. Right on time for my meeting. So I was just studying the socks. So, if y'all haven't seen it the last time, I got my little notepad ready, but let me cover my notepad for a second. If y'all haven't seen it the last time, here is our brand of socks. Very flexible, breathable, moisture wicking, comfortable socks. Very comfortable socks. These are like these fairly thin socks. They're not like super cottony. So I will tell you that, but it's very comfortable. A lot of people love them to keep your feet cool, less sweat. And we had the little kitty socks. You feel me? Got a nice little kid pack. You know what I mean? Little baby joints. You feel me? They not baby joints. They feel like ages 2, 5 years old or whatever. You know what I mean? So I already got these packaged because these are going to Samaritan's Feet International. I just got a response back from one of the guys there. Definitely open to us dropping these off to him. He wanted them. He's actually planning on purchasing some pairs from us too to help our mission. We got a 1-for-1 donation model. So as a pair is sold, the equal pair is donated to those in need. So, for example, if he purchases for his organization with their massive reach, because Samaritan's Feet got a massive reach, I'm talking about, the guy that started from there, he's from Lagos. If you go tour their building, they got a whole little section in it, basically giving you an idea how he grew up in Africa and how he didn't have and how he had to do things from the bottom up, basically. And I love that vibe. That vibe is dope. His story reminds me of mine, and I'm sure it reminds me of it can remind anybody of a lot of their things. So I respect the owner, the founder of that business. And, so I'm really, really happy to be partnering with them. So I'm going to donate socks to them. But if they start purchasing socks from us, the amount that they purchase from us, we'll be able to give an equal amount to other organizations that reach out and try to do the same thing for the communities. And like I said, we're in the Carolinas right now. But like I said, I'm working to branch out, and I want to branch out fast. So when you go to my website, like I said, go to a couple of socks on TikTok. You'll see the website at the top. You go to my website, you'll see that it's a referral form for an organization that you might be interested in having some donations go to. You know. Anyway, I jumped y'all on here just so y'all can get an idea, or just be on standby as I have my little partnership meeting with my guy at the OddSock organization. You know, they're doing a lot of great things too, so check them out. I really hope he remembers, because last week I had to reschedule first, and then the day after that he had to reschedule, and we pushed it to this week, and hopefully something ain't pop up. You know how things just pop up, and then with all this weather madness and all that, things probably backed up. I should probably send him a message and see if he's still gonna be on. And it's probably late notice. I had my own little virtual assistant jump in here and send him a message a couple of hours ago. I never got a response back from that one. So we'll see. I mean, things happen. I'm not holding it towards nobody. Regardless of what happens, I'm still pushing forward to do what I need to do to get these socks sold and get these socks donated. You know, I so wish my company wasn't so young and I've already had all the resources that I need. Like, at least a lot of people are already purchasing, because when this storm hit, I would have loved to be out there just, really helping people out like I wanted to. So when I seen posts, from my social media platforms of, people like, it's very cold out there, what are people doing for the homeless? I'm like, I'm trying to do something, but it's only so much I can do. I need the support of the community, you know what I mean? But like I said, follow a couple of socks. See it on the back of my shirt. On TikTok, at the top of that page, you'll see the website. You can go there and support, man. Even one purchase, is a pair for somebody that don't have, you know what I mean? Be a child sock, adult sock. So I'm hoping my guy gets on here so that way y'all can just sit back and watch me talk my business. Like I said, I do this just so that way people can, feel like, you can do it too. If anybody know my background, I started from doing all the wrong things in life. And at some point in my life, I really just like, you know what? I need to stop doing that. I need to start making some changes and doing something better. I got better sense. My mama raised me better than that. And, and I stuck to it, and it's consistency, you know what I mean? So as you can see now, I got little shirts and all that happening for the company. I got the websites. I got a lot of people interested in supporting it financially. You're just hanging in there because it's really not just coming like bam. But I really believe in what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So like I said, y'all want to support the mission, which I really hope y'all do. Go to a couple of socks on TikTok. I can't tell you the website because TikTok be, trying to block me from doing that. Go to a couple of socks on TikTok, and at the top of that, you'll see the page. Go through there. Like I said, if you're not in the Carolinas, that's no problem. I'm trying to support states all over this country. So if you know an organization in your community or around your community that you would like to refer to get donations of socks, especially with this weather out here, people could at least use some pairs of socks. Go to the website and, refer them, man, because I'll definitely tap in and I'll give you kudos for that tapping. So, we're trying to grow up here. We're young, but we're trying to get big. We're trying to be, we're trying to be up there with Bombas. We're trying to be up there with Conscious Step. We're trying to be up there with Samaritan's Feet and all that. Uh-oh, hold on, what's going on? I might have a message from him. Yeah. Yep, he's going to be on. So if I get quiet because I'm on this call, I just wanted to put y'all on because I already scheduled it. And I was like, hey, I'm going to schedule it. So I'm just focused on this. All right, so we got 4 minutes. So boom, like I said, check out the site. We got these on deck for real. Even got the little mix packs, you know what I'm saying? The little mix packs with the different colors in it. We're working our way up to having different colors like the pinks and the turquoises and the little multicolored socks. But right now we got the basic socks, classic colors to go with all whatever you're wearing, for the kids and for the adults. So, and we're gonna work our way up from that. I'm even looking into making some, well, I'm not making them because they already exist. I'm even looking into the heated socks, you know what I mean? So that way when people purchase, we can hand those out for people that's out there, man. We can't give them a place to live. Some of us would like to, but at least you can put something on them to try to keep them warm, you know what I mean? You never know what their personal circumstances are. At least if we can support somehow. Like, for example, if you go to my website, you'll see I got a picture with a guy that's around the way. Used to see him a lot. Never asked for nothing. He's not one of them guys. Good morning. He's not one of them guys that, sit there and beg you for money, but you just see him and you look like he needs help. So I hopped out on him, gave him a few dollars, gave him some socks, took some pictures with him. And once the storm started, this before I even know the storm was coming, we get notification all over Facebook. You see that he done got locked up. And me being from a certain lifestyle, I knew why. I mean, it was intentional, you know what I mean? Sometimes people that's living in the streets feel it's better to go to jail for something minor like trespassing like he did just to stay out the cold. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's hard out there, man. You just never know somebody's circumstances and what they got to do just to survive day to day. And I can't give you shelter right now, but at least I can kind of give you some type of warm clothing. You know what I mean? That's what I would like to try to do. At least for your feet, man. If your feet cold, I don't know about you, but when my feet is cold, it's like my whole body cold. I don't care what jacket I got on. I got cold toes. I'm frozen. So let me get on this joint real quick now. I feel like my lighting is just all off. Hey, Ted.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
yourself?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. We've been up and down. I didn't know if the weather kind of messed you up or anything. So.
Well, it's unusual for us here where I'm at in North Carolina
Mm-hmm.
to be cold and snowy this long.
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, I mean, it kind of still, I'm from New York originally, so down here was so serene to me. It's like, oh, it came and it went. Yeah.
I understand. When I first got here from Minnesota, I was kind of the same way.
Oh man, I heard
No,
Minnesota had like a 100-car pileup or something due to the storm.
it would not surprise me at all. It would not surprise me at all.
Yeah. How you doing though?
I'm doing so good. If I was any better, I'd be as smart and handsome as you.
Give me too much kudos, man. I appreciate you, man. So what are our plan? What are we talking about here?
Okay. Well, I'm going to say, you wanted to talk about maybe a partnership or something like that we could work together with stuff. And I'll be honest with you, I've never heard of your company.
Yeah.
I've kind of looked on the website and I've got an idea of what's going on. So, maybe you want to kind of fill in some gaps for me as far as when did you start? Where did you get the idea? All that kind of stuff.
I will. See, I'm very young, so it's probably, that's why you haven't heard of me yet. I've recently started. The company is only about 6 months old. The idea came from my own personal living. I've been homeless. I've been in situations where I haven't had, and when I finally started getting on my feet, I realized one of the things that a lot of people overlooked was the fact that a lot of people could use some socks. That's probably like the most requested item, and not that many people. And when I received pairs of socks, I held them like they were dear to me. So, I came across the idea, and I looked into it, and I actually made it happen. So, I mean, we're new. I looked into other companies such as yours, Bombas, Conscious Step, and I figured, hey, maybe I could fill a gap of making it a little bit more affordable for the one-for-one donation model. Because Bombas is pretty high, and people in my community can't afford that price range for a mission-driven company. So, I figured maybe I can kind of come in there and fill the gap a little bit.
That's cool, man. That's really cool. I'm with you all the way there as far as that goes. We're starting our 14th year doing this, and the idea came to me from the Lord when I was coming back from a missions trip in Romania in 2013, and he brought the idea to me, and he was already working where I was at, getting stuff ready. So I did a little diligence and something that I don't know if you've seen it or not, but back in 2013 when I got the idea, the Lord gave to me. I went on my friend Google and started to do a little research, and it seems that in 2013 the Salvation Army went to Haynes Corporation up here in Greensboro. Greensboro.
Yeah.
And they requested a donation from them. Yeah. And Haynes, of course, wanting to get the biggest bang for their buck, asked them what their greatest need was. Well, evidently, the Salvation Army at that time didn't know what their greatest need was.
Right.
So they sent out a survey to all their homeless shelters. And what came back was that the most needed but least donated article of clothing at the Salvation Army was socks.
Right.
Top three are socks, T-shirts, and underwear.
Right.
Those top three have never really changed.
Right.
From my 14 years. years. So it made an impression on Haynes that that year we did 150,000 pairs of socks through this Salvation Army.
Right.
So when I read that, I went, huh. I wonder, that was probably a little nonprofit down the road here.
Right. Right.
I wonder if that's the same thing. So I got to starting to talking to people and researching websites. And if websites had a needs page, socks were always in the top 5.
Right.
And I can tell you from experience, as I've called different nonprofits in the 6 states that we serve, if I tell them I have socks to give, they said, "Oh, we could always use socks." I mean, they said that's a constant need.
Right.
The only people I've ever had turn it down is people that are already subscribed to Bobbas.
Right.
So, you know, and I'm subscribed to Bobbas. In the last 3 years, I've got 52,000 pairs a year from Bobbas.
Right.
So, and in my area, which is Davidson, North Carolina, within a 2-hour drive of me, there are over 20 sock factories and textile factories still operating. So
they don't donate?
Well, I do. I call them, and I get socks from them.
Okay.
So for last year, I received a little over 250,000 pairs of socks.
Right.
Not only new socks, but gently used socks, because that's kind of the way I started.
Right.
That's the way the Odd Sock started. I started at my church, and I went and I said to all the young mothers, I said, "Listen," I said, "do you have any socks that 2 goes into the dryer and only 1 comes out?" And they looked at me and said, "We've got tons of those." And I said, "Can I have them?" And they looked at me and said, "Are you crazy? You want single socks that don't have matches?" I said, "Okay, thank you very much. Yes, I'm crazy. Now can I have your socks?" And that's the way it started.
Yeah.
And we put together a process to where we take 2 socks and we actually, we don't care if they match. We don't care if they're identical. All we're looking for is socks that are the same length between the toe and the heel.
Right.
And we put those together, and then we have a sheet of paper that is kind of a template, and we put the toe at one end, and the heel, wherever the heel falls on the line, it determines whether it's small, medium, or large.
Right.
And then we just fold them together, and we throw them in small, medium, and large boxes. And infants and extra small go in the small, and giganto socks and big socks go in the extra large. And then we take them, both new and used, to shelters, food trucks, places. Really, we work with anybody that works with people that need socks.
Right. Right.
And we've got over 180 different locations in a 6-state area that we continually work with.
So this
and we work with other nonprofits to do things that beneficial each other.
Right.
I'll give you an example. Here in Charlotte, there is an organization called Samaritan's Feet.
That's exactly. I'm in touch with them.
Yeah, and so I got an email from them just about 2 weeks ago, and they said, "Hey, we've got a lot of large and extra large socks, and we're looking for infants and toddler socks. Can we make a trade?" I said, "Yeah, let's talk about trade." So we were in the process of doing that when all this weather hit. So we'll probably pick that back up once the weather gets better. But
Well, I
that,
actually, not to cut you off, I actually just got a text message from one of the guys, the warehouse manager over there at Samaritan's Feet.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna drop off. Let me show you what I got. I'm gonna drop off a few hundred pair of. I got toddler size between ages 2 and 5, and a few medium and large sizes. Can you see it?
yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna drop off a few hundred pair of those to him sometime this week. I guess what I'm needing from you, because I've already did a little bit of research on your company. What I'm needing from you is your experience in partnership and as also a donation partner, because I'm a for-profit company. I'm not a non-profit company. I do need to
Right.
sell these items in order to donate, but
Right.
maybe you can be one of my donation partners.
That would be great. I mean, one of the things that the Lord has blessed us with doing is that I'm starting to work with a company here that is a T-shirt transfer company,
Mm,
and they in the past 6 months, all of the T-shirts that the transfer doesn't come out right, or maybe the people don't want an order, they will call me and say, "Hey, do you want these T-shirts?"
right.
And I've got to go, once the weather breaks a little bit, I've got to go pick up 30 cases of T-shirts
Mm.
that they've got for me.
And you do this all yourself?
Uh,
You hands on, like you do everything yourself?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know how it is when you're getting started.
Yeah.
You pretty much do everything yourself.
I'm wearing every hat right now.
That type of thing. That, and I've just been in touch with a church in Rockville, Maryland,
Mm.
and they want to become a distribution center and collection center for the Odd Sock, and they're going to be distributing socks in Maryland and Northern Virginia. And Rockville, Maryland is 15 miles north of Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to be kind of the distribution center for that area, which is great.
Yeah.
But me driving up there with socks is
not great.
It makes for a long week.
Yeah.
Getting places, those type of things. And I've got a lady in Trinity, Florida, that she collects socks and distributes socks down in Florida.
Okay.
Okay. Nothing that I did prepared me to get this to where it is as far as that goes. So, yeah, I like to collaborate with other organizations, and I've taken food to different places where I've taken socks and just collaborate. I mean, if I'm going somewhere and I've got space and somebody needs something delivered somewhere, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I've got no problem with that. So, but my main focus is socks. Even though we are trying to get going we're trying to get environmental people involved, because one of the things that we have access to here is what they call sock waste. Now, have you ever been to a sock manufacturing facility?
No.
Okay. So, I've got about 3 or 4, and if we can work out a time, if you want to go and actually see a sock manufacturing facility, I think I could probably put you a tour.
Okay.
Of what it's like. I mean, it's crazy to know what goes into actually making socks. You've got to have computer programmers, mechanics, graphic artists, all those kind of things. One of the things that's interesting is that if you have a sock that you want to manufacture, they've got to take what you want on your sock and put it into 132 lines.
Yeah.
And because sock sewing machines only have 132 needles.
Right.
So all of these things that you see with these graphics and stuff on there, that's got to fit in 132 lines, which requires, a graphic artist to kind of proportion it, put it together, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then you got to have a computer programmer to actually program it into the sewing machines that are all computerized, and you've got to have a mechanic to make sure the sewing machines
Running correctly.
are running correctly.
Yeah.
And most sock manufacturing facilities have a minimum of 100 machines,
Right.
and it's about $1.5 million per machine.
Ooh.
So, and that's not counting if they want to have scarves or
Yeah.
hats, or if they're making something else too. So that's a separate type of machine. So
Right.
it's and the noise in if you can imagine 100 machines going clackety 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 all the time.
Yeah.
So it's
I wouldn't
quite-
mind checking that out. I mean, I'm in Fort Mill. I stay in Fort Mill right now, but I'm right outside of Charlotte. I know they
Okay.
have some hosiery manufacturers in Hickory, North Carolina. I do
Oh yeah,
want
well,
to check.
just say in Hickory, I get socks donated from Twin City Knitting
Okay.
or TCK Sports. I get it from Features,
Mhm.
FEET Features.
Mm-hmm.
I get it from Sunnyside Textiles.
Mm-hmm.
Those are. I have one that is a manufacturer in Hall River that I get it from.
Mm-hmm.
I get twice a year. I get samples from a place in Greensboro, not
Okay.
Greensboro,
Greenville.
Winston Salem,
Oh, Winston-Salem. Okay.
Winston Salem, and they're a national sales company, and every year they have an inventory. Twice a year they have an inventory turnover, once for spring and once for fall.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll get 30,000 pairs of socks that their inventory turning over
Mm-hmm.
then. So, yeah, I mean, I've been very, very fortunate
Yeah.
to do that. Matter of fact, there's a company in Wilmington. I think Wilmington.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Funny Feet.
Funny Feet. I think I just recently came across them. Let me write that down, though.
Yeah, it's called Funny Feet,
Mhm.
and I think now it's just a company. It's not a manufacturer.
Yeah.
But what they do, they manufacture socks with dad jokes on them.
Yeah.
So there's places like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a company in Nashville that supplies me with socks. I've also got a company in Martinsville, Indiana, that supplies me with socks.
So they're all new socks. So you're good on new socks, basically.
But I could always the big thing that I'm short of this year.
Mm-hmm.
This year I did not get a sizable donation from Hanes.
Okay.
The 2 years previous, I got 40,000 pairs of infants and toddlers and kids socks from Hanes.
Mm-hmm.
This year, I didn't get any kids socks from Hanes. I got just a 6,000 sock donation.
Okay.
What the big demand was for me was infant socks. I have a nonprofit that I work with called Baby Bundles.
Okay.
Baby Bundles is an organization that puts together bundles of items for new mothers that they can't buy with food stamps.
Right.
What they requested is that they like to put 4 pairs of infant socks in every bundle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when I talked to them 2 years ago, they were giving away 4,000 bundles a year.
Right.
So that was 16,000 pairs of socks.
Right.
And so when they originally called me, the lady that is running it said she wanted to know how many I could give her. And I had just received 20,000 pairs of infant socks from Hanes.
Right.
And so I said, well, how many do you want? She said, well, you wouldn't have to have 16,000 pairs, would you? And I said, no, ma'am, I don't. I said, I got 20,000 pairs.
Right.
She said, what? She said, you've got 20,000 pairs? Yes. So to make a long story short, she came up a week later and we loaded her up with 16,000 pairs of socks.
Right.
And we did that 2 years in a row.
Right.
This year,
You
I
don't
didn't
have.
have anything to give her. And, you know,
Right.
right now I don't have anything to give to, I don't have any infant socks or toddler socks or anything to trade with Samaritan's Feet. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can
it's,
work
you know,
something.
I'm at the mercy of manufacturers a
Right.
lot as far as, because Hanes is about the only one that I know that makes a big volume of
Infant.
infants and toddlers and kids.
Do you know the
They
specific
make them for
size?
Walmart and all that. So, you know, they've got a big thing. So,
Do you know the specific? I'm gonna look this up actually for infants. I got 16 centimeter socks right now, but I gotta look up infant size. Like I said, I'm young, but I'm very ambitious. I'm mission driven personally. My background is, my mother, she's with the United Nations. I come from a very intelligent mother. The thing is, I made a whole lot of stupid moves myself. So I went through prison terms. I've done homelessness. I, doing a lot of things. Alcoholic. I'm a recovering alcoholic. So I made a lot of wrong choices until I finally found myself and my higher power and realized I can do better than this. And once I started thinking clearer is when this idea popped in my head to try to help people while I help myself also. So I'm really trying to connect with a lot of faith-based organizations, shelters. My children, I got twins. They go to Final Harvest Ministries. They constantly donating food, feeding the homeless. So I'm going to connect with that church. But the amount that you're used to getting, I have nowhere near that just yet.
well, listen, I don't expect people, I get donations from all over the country. I get it mailed to me.
Right.
Gently used socks. I'll give an example of how crazy this whole thing is for me. I got a shoebox with 15 pairs of gently used socks in the mail about 3 months ago. Okay? Okay, no problem. I got to looking to where it was sent from because I always like to see is where I get my socks, I get socks sent from.
Mm-hmm.
It was from a territory north of Perth, Australia, because I had to look it up.
Wow.
Somebody spent $27 for a 2-pound box to mail me gently used socks from Australia. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that's crazy.
That's a compliment.
Like I said, I looked at the guy when I picked it up and told him, and he said, wow. I said, you mean to tell me they don't have any homeless people in Australia?
Right. They couldn't give it to anybody else.
I gotta say, it's just, I get things from California and Colorado and Texas and Maine. I get it from all over the U.S.
I take that as a compliment because, like when I first had my meeting with Samaritan's Feet, they like my socks a lot. They like the feel, the comfortability of it. And they tried to trade me Bomba socks because they said they get so many of them for my socks. And I had to think about I can't do anything with traded socks because I'm a for-profit company. But when I thought about it, I said that is a compliment though. So that's a compliment. Some a whole nother country sent you the socks because they know what you know what to do with it.
Yeah, I mean, and I get that a lot from people that say, these are really good socks that
Right.
I've got, and we don't, because what I find is there is not a large amount of nonprofits that take gently used socks.
Yeah, it's not.
Luckily, we have one here in Charlotte that's called the Crisis Assistance Ministry.
Yeah, yeah.
And about every month, I will take them probably somewhere between 30 and 40 boxes of socks to them. And where I find a lot of my ministry goes is that I get groups together,
Mhm.
churches, libraries, schools, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, assisted living places.
Right.
And they actually sort through the socks, pair them, put them in boxes.
Right.
It becomes a service project for them. But for me, because I'm a Christ follower, it's a chance for me to share my story about how Christ has brought me from where I was to where I am now.
Right.
And, I get to share that with people.
Right.
And, I'll be very honest with you. Normally, I don't ask permission to do that.
Yeah.
But if they say, well, we didn't want you to do that, then I'll ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You better ask for forgiveness than permission. Yeah.
yeah. So, because once the words are out of my mouth and once they get in sharing, they can't unhear it.
Right. So how can we like I said, I could definitely use your experiences. I can use your help with trying to reach the mark that I feel like I'm serving the kind of overlooked community right now because I mean you can't really say that neither. It's just there's so many people that can get help out here.
Well, like I said, I've got over 180 in 6 states that I
Right.
distribute to, and I would distribute more because I get requests from California, Arizona, and places like that. They want socks.
Right.
I'm like you. Except I'm a nonprofit.
Right.
I don't have unlimited funds to ship, and shipping is
Expensive. Yeah.
Shipping is just crazy.
Yeah.
To ship them. So, normally what I say is, hey, I will be happy to send you socks, but you've got to pay for the shipping.
Right.
Well, once they hear how much shipping is, most of them say, we because they've got limits too.
Right.
We just can't do that. So the socks that I deliver to these 180 locations or to these locations that want socks, I personally go there. I drive there. I'll put somewhere.
That's like a 3-day drive, right?
I'll put somewhere between 25 and 30,000 miles a year on my pickup truck, pulling a 12x6 trailer to deliver socks. And I deliver in Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia, North and South Carolina.
That's because you're passionate about it, and that's where I'm at. I'm passionate. I will walk these pairs of socks to somebody if I needed to. So I'm trying to figure out how.
You're right. I mean, and people look at me and go, "Are you crazy?" And I disagree and say, "Yeah, I am. Thank you so very much. Now let's get this done."
Right. Right.
And a lot of people don't understand it, which, okay, I get it. Not everybody has been touched the way that you and I have.
Right.
That had the experience. One of the most heart-wrenching things that I've ever experienced is I was doing a sock sort at a library here in Mecklenburg County.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling the kids that were there, middle schoolers, about the fact that the homeless need it. And I got done, and this little girl raised her hand, and I said, "Yeah, you have a question?" She said, "No." She said, "I've been homeless." She said, "I know how much socks mean."
Right.
She said, "I was just adopted last year. Up until then, I was homeless." And she said, I understand. You know,
And that's
she
what I'm
said it
trying
in
to.
such a way
Yeah.
that I was ready to cry.
Yeah.
But I know it impacted the kids that were listening to her
Right.
because like you've had the experience.
Yeah.
You know what socks mean. I mean, I've been at places and given socks, and I've had people come and sit to me, both the shelter people and the people that were receiving socks, and say, "Oh, thank God you're here. We're out of socks," or "I just gave away my last pair," or "We really need these."
Yeah. That little girl had to be extremely brave to even admit that in front of her classmates. Because, I mean, that's something that's kind of hard to just put out there, you know?
Yeah, which that's what I mean. She was talking about courage.
Yeah.
Talking about courage. I mean, that's not one. That's being really vulnerable to everyone. So, but I understand where you're coming to, and
yeah,
I would love to help whenever I could, or whatever I can do to help you. I would love to do that.
Well, I mean,
so you tell me.
Yeah.
How I can help you.
All right, so I'm thinking as we talking, because I would like to keep helping you also. I want to constantly give you these socks. Like I said, I'm a one-for-one donation model. All I ask possibly is if somehow you can put my name in front of people, and as sales come in, I'm dropping socks off to your company, to your organization.
Well, what I do is that on our website, we would put you on our website as a donor.
Okay.
And we would attach a link to your logo or whatever it is, so that if they hit that link, that would come to your website,
right,
where they could buy socks.
Right.
The other thing that we would do is my social media person is a junior in high school, so she's really good.
They know what they're doing.
So she posts on social media all the time, and on Instagram. And
this is what I can do, just so I can track it.
Encouraging me to get on TikTok too.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok.
I am not a big video fan, but when I deliver socks, I always try to take a picture of where I'm delivering it to. If nothing else, just the location of delivering it to. And when we do sock sorts, if I know who donates the socks, we will tag you. We will hashtag you as to socks were donated by $1 sold.
Right.
These socks were provided to this organization by $1 sold.
Well, let's do that.
We'll get your stuff out there.
Okay, so I can definitely do that, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up a tracking system so that way I know exactly when sales are coming from your site, and I'm gonna send you the link.
Yes.
I like you guys. I like
if you want to, however it works best for you, because listen, without you being successful,
right,
I can't be successful.
One hand washing the other.
That's right. So you tell me, you tell me how I can help you be successful, because I want you to be a success.
I appreciate that.
I want all my sock companies that donate socks, new socks to me, to be a success.
I appreciate that.
Because, the more successful they are, the more willing they are to donate socks to me.
And I would like to put your put your organization on my site also as one
Absolutely.
of them. Okay. So
I can do. I'll send you the logo, and I'll send you. I'll have my computer guy send you the logo and send a link. And yeah,
we're gonna do
our
both. I'm gonna do.
website, and
We're
yeah,
gonna trade both
I'll
of
be
those.
happy to do that.
I appreciate that, Ted. Man, listen, I want to stay in touch with you because, like I said, you got a whole lot of experience, and I kind of want to, have you as my mentor and somebody to keep me pushing forward as well. I'm gonna send you my logo and a link. I want to do not just my logo on your site, but I also want to do with your social media person a link for them, so if they get some sales, it's still coming through you guys.
Okay. Well, my social media person has her own email,
Okay.
so you can send it to her
Okay.
at volunteer
Volunteer.
@gmail.com, because not only does she do my social media, she schedules all my volunteer events.
You're smart. Good. You kind of. I wish I need somebody like that right now.
Go find a high schooler.
Yeah, I know.
They're really good at it. They want to do that.
I'm waiting on my child to get a little older, and then they might do it if she don't lose focus.
But and then if you want to send me a link, I'll forward it on to my website guy and have him put it on the website. And I'd be happy to
go
do
from
that.
there.
And then whenever we get socks donated, we'll put donation by dollar sold. We'll tag it. We'll take pictures, and
You're the best.
we'll do all of that, because like I said, the more successful you are,
the more successful we both are.
More successful I am.
So are you in Davidson, or you are in like Charlotte area, like in Mecklenburg County?
I'm in Davidson.
Okay. So how far is that from here?
I would guess a half a mile from Davidson College.
Okay. All right.
I'm actually in the city of Davidson. Matter of fact, I could probably, if I was a little stronger, I could take a rock and hit Interstate 77 from where I'm sitting.
Okay. Well, I'm not familiar with how far away that is, but we'll make all the logistics work.
I'm about 15 miles north of Charlotte.
Okay, that's not that far.
Yeah, you know where 85 and 77 come together?
Yeah.
I'm at exit 30.
Okay, because I used to work at Serve Pro, and I believe we was out there in Davidson a few times doing work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's where I'm at. So.
Okay, so you said volunteer the odd sock.
Volunteer the odd sock. And the "the" is very important, because if you just use odd socks, you're going to get a rock band.
Yeah, I seen that. I noticed. I noticed that. I was like, hold on, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, "the" is very important.
They also have another one on Facebook. When I went to pull it up, can you still see me?
Yeah.
Okay, let me find it again. It's something called I don't know if you've seen it before, so let me pull it up. Andy at the Odd Socks. Andy in the Odd Socks. That's the band you was talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy in the Odd
And
Socks.
and there's quite a few things called odd socks out there.
Yeah.
But that's why I end up being the odd sock. People say, "Well, you call it the?" I said, because it started out with single socks,
Right.
not pairs, singles.
I gotta find you again,
We
Chad.
still, it's just the odd sock.
I lost the video. I can't even find you no more. I hear you, and I kind of went out. I don't know where the heck you at. Oh, here we go. Okay. There we go. All right. Well, I appreciate you, Ted, and I really want to stay in touch with you. I'm going to email you that information.
Sure. You got to do one thing, because how do you pronounce your first name?
Sahib.
Sahib.
I'm a junior, so my father, he pronounces his Sahib, and I made sure I stuck to Sahib so that way we wasn't all confused growing up. So
Yeah, it's it's very interesting because I have a former pastor
Mm-hmm.
that, and I'm guessing with a first name like that, uh, your origin is from another country.
Well, my grandmother and my mother are Muslims. My father Muslim, so they get the Arabic names. Yeah,
From where?
from here. They're not from anywhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason I'm asking is I had a former pastor that was a former Muslim,
Uh-huh.
and he was born in Pakistan and raised in Saudi Arabia
Yeah.
and immigrated to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And his name is Naeem Fazl.
That's my nephew's name, Naeem.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean I kind of went, okay, there's but I want to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah, you did. Sahib.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I
Sahib,
appreciate you, man. But I definitely I definitely want to stay more in touch. What I'm trying to do with this thing is and don't get this the wrong way, but to me, all I know growing up was seeing ads and commercials about help this country, help that country. And all I knew from my struggles was this country needs help. So what I'm doing is trying to focus on the communities around me. And I don't know if you scroll down on my website, I also offer a referral form for people that's ordering from other states to refer an organization in their state that they want to have some socks donated to. So I'm really trying to branch out to help this country out as much as I can.
Well, I tell people all the time, I said, I've got 180 organizations in 6 states on my database.
Right.
And I said, all of them, no matter whether they're food trucks that go out to the camps, no matter whether they're homeless shelters, no matter what they are, they all have one thing in common. And that one thing is they're looking to get bigger because the need is getting more.
Right.
That's the one thing they have in common. They approach the problem from different ways, but they keep saying, well, and I can see it. They need to get bigger because the need is getting bigger.
Right.
Matter of fact, last year I did a little research, and do you know what the largest percentage of new homeless people consist of?
No, what?
Consists of mothers with children that are living in their car.
Yeah, that's so sad, man.
I mean, that's the biggest percentage increase homeless shelters are seeing is mothers with children living in their cars.
I recently seen a video and it caused a controversy because this guy seen this male woman, not knowing that she was homeless and it couldn't afford a babysitter. She had her children in the back of the mail truck, and he kind of put her on blast, and they tried to threaten her with the social services. And that was just so sad, man.
Oh, sure. And they're doing the best that they can.
Right.
I mean, I get it. I understand it, and it's sad, and so the question that I always ask is, what can I do to help?
Right.
And I can't do everything.
Right.
But I can do one thing, and I can do that one thing really well.
You're providing something, a soul at a time.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things I ask the Lord, because when I first started, people said, well, Ted, why don't you collect clothes? Why don't you collect food? Why don't you do this and that and the other? And they said, why don't you open a brick and mortar place?
Right.
And I said, well, first of all, that's not what the Lord called me to do.
Right.
Okay. I said, so that's the most important part.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, the Lord says, I want you to be a laser and not a shotgun.
Right. Beam at.
Because you're not going to do anything. You're not going to do anything well.
Right.
Even though you're doing a lot of things. And the second, and so those two things right off the bat, And the reason I don't do a brick and mortar store is because there's lots of great organizations out there that are doing that.
Right. Let them do that.
I don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
But what I am doing is I'm supplying them things that they need that they don't have to buy.
Right.
So that they can use that money for other things.
Right.
For instance, I have got an organization here called Ambassadors to the Nations. I supply them about 30,000 pairs of socks a year. Their mission and their missionaries, they have started schools and churches in Mexico, Honduras, Venezuela, Nigeria, and the Congo. And 4 times a year, they ship packets to the schools and to the churches to give out. And they do 30,000 a year. And they were buying socks.
Right.
Now they don't have to buy socks. They can use it for other things. As a matter of fact, they just opened 2 years ago with the extra money an orphanage in the Congo.
Nice.
So, okay.
I was thinking about a sock. You know, when I was younger, growing up, my school, I don't remember if it was middle school or elementary school, but my school used to have little catalogs and allowed us to go around the neighborhood, our community, and sell things out the catalog, and we had earned from it, and it kind of made us feel good that we was earning something and doing something positive. I kind of want to do that with the socks somehow. I want to partner with some schools and kind of have the kids involved, knowing that their sales will not only put some money in their pockets, but also donate to people that needs. You got any ideas about that?
Well, I mean, and that's a good idea. School bands, school organizations are always looking to do fundraising for trips. All these bands that go to these parades over the holidays, they always do fundraisers, whether it's a good example, Girl Scout cookies.
Right. Right.
Boy Scouts sell popcorn.
Famous. Right.
People are always looking how to fundraise, for special groups to go special places.
Right.
So, you could approach, like you said, schools, maybe, the field is as open as your fertile imagination will take you.
Right.
But you can approach them and say, hey, would you like to sell? And maybe you can partner with somebody else.
Right.
Some other organization that you could partner with to sell multiple things. I don't know. I mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna work with it. I just wanted to bounce that up because you've been doing it for a while. Like I said, I want to kind of feed off your experience and make this more than just a partnership. Kind of grow together.
The other thing that I find is a concept I'm trying to work on is McDonald's. If you go to McDonald's, one of the things they always ask, or one of the things that they have posted is, would you round up for the Ronald McDonald House?
I'll be saying that.
So my thing is, I'll go to smaller stores and say, hey, for the month of whatever it is, do you have the capability of doing a roundup that would benefit the odd sock? That way, it doesn't cost them anything other than people say, what's the odd sock?
Right.
You can have brochures there and just say, this is what they do. And people say, well, okay, you're charging me, $10.35. I'll round up to $11.
Right.
And so, you get enough of those in a month, you're going to get.
That can make an impact.
So, and if you get multiple stores doing that or a chain doing that, I mean, Harris Teeter, does that for various things.
Right.
And I would love to get into there, but
Eventually, you could.
if you're not with a lot of these places that are big,
Need a brick and mortar.
you've got to network with people.
Yeah.
It was very hard for me to break into sock factories until I got a chance to talk to the vice president of Twin City Knitting.
Mm-hmm.
And he bought into the idea of what I was doing because he was looking to get rid of excess inventory. And getting rid of excess inventory means that he now has a donation in kind slip that he can take that off the taxes since I'm a nonprofit.
Right.
Well, he introduced me to other sock factory people because he knows them.
Right.
And that's how it grew. So, you never know
What
if you network with somebody who is going to introduce you to. And I said, well, they'll say, have you tried this? And I said, no, can you get me an introduction to somebody?
Right.
And once you get that introduction, if you're, instead of just doing a cold call, you get that introduction, they're more likely to listen to you, for you to have credibility. And then they start looking and going, oh, well, we can do this. This is simple.
Well, I really appreciate it. I know it was a cold call, cold email. I hate doing cold calls, cold email. But
yes.
you reached back out, and I was excited about that, and as well as Samaritan.
I'm happy to help us in whatever way I can.
I appreciate that.
If I can be a little brick in a big building, I'll take it.
Let's do it. Let's keep it formed. All right, so I'm gonna let you go, and I'm definitely gonna send you the email, and I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna send the email to your volunteer also.
Okay. And I'll send her a text and let her know to expect it.
Okay.
And that once we do that, we'll get that on the website, and we'll start posting that.
I appreciate you, man. Let's make this thing happen, one soul at a time.
Okay, absolutely, absolutely.
Have a good one and stay blessed.
That's how you eat an elephant. One bite at a time.
One bite at a time. Stay blessed, Ted. I'll talk to you later.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Have a great rest of the day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, that was that. It was longer. Yeah, it was about the time I said it was going to happen. And I believe that was a great meeting. That was a great meeting. I mean, I didn't expect him to purchase anything. You know what I'm saying? He's a nonprofit that just gets a bunch of donations and gives them out. But just that he was partnering, he likes me, I like him. He's gonna partner and start getting Dollar Soul brand out there. So that being said, man, you just gotta, push forward. Let's try to help these people out that don't have. If you was listening, socks are needed, man. So if you can help somebody by purchasing a pair, just somebody else can get a pair, please do so. Go to a couple of socks on TikTok. Go to the website at the top. Like I said, a couple of socks. This is what it looks like. Go to the website up top. Purchase you a pair of socks. You will get them out fast. Trust me, I ship these things fast. I run them to the post office. Trust me. You're going to get it fast. I would like a review after that. And as you purchase, somebody else gets a pair. All right, much love. I'm not going to hold y'all no further because I held y'all a while. Peace and love.